It's 2025, your farming skills are only going to get better. Today I'm going to show you 10 different farming opportunities that are available in the month of January. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. We're going to whiz through these, so hopefully we don't waste too much time and you can get a good idea of some interesting farms that you need to pay attention to. Let's start off with Pendle, and we're going to focus on some of the Berachain pre-vault PT tokens that they currently have available. Right now there are a few, there's 4 in fact, 2 of them around the Athena asset with SUSDE and of course USDE. Currently, both of these PTs offer you 25 and 26% APY. Pretty good for a stable coin, right? And this is fixed yield, which is one of the most interesting things. Yes, one of the downsides, you do forego your ability to earn any of the airdrops, but we're talking about fixed yield here, and I think this is really, really interesting. Now, for BTC and ETH, we're talking double digits as well, fixed yield, which I think is great. And this is for ETH itself and for Bitcoin. So you've got a variety of assets if you want to earn yield on either your stables or your Bitcoin or your ETH. You've got fixed double-digit yields here, and you can enjoy them on a monster of a protocol, which is Pendle. We will go back to Pendle in a moment, but we're going to move on to Timeswap for now. And this one is a little bit time sensitive. There's a few reasons why this is interesting. Firstly, they've introduced some new pools focused around AI tokens. So you've got the USDC virtual pool, USDC AI XBT. And what's interesting here is that you can actually lend USDC or lend USDC against the virtual or the AI XBT pool and earn triple digit yields. Yes, of course, the TVL and liquidity is quite low. So this will change probably by the time you're watching this. And I'm sure it won't be triple digits. I'm sure people will want to take advantage of that. In fact, even there is a pool here with quadruple digit yields here, which is pretty wild. Look, there's a wide range for you to choose from. I've covered Timeswap many times, and you can take a look. One thing that's really interesting, Timeswap's TGE is around the corner now, so it is almost time. And yeah, for now, you can earn some pretty juicy yields whilst you're at it. Next, we're going to talk about Mantle, and we're going to specifically talk about mETH and cmETH more specifically. cmETH is one of the more interesting LRTs around at the moment because it earns airdrops in a variety of different formats. We've covered this before as well, and I think one of the reasons why cmETH is able to do this is because of the variety of rewards that it gets, not only from the Mantle ecosystem itself in the form of Cook, the governance token, but also in the form of some of the underlying infra providers, the likes of Eigenlayer, the likes of Vader, and of course some of the ecosystem assets themselves. You can play around with your cmETH on applications like we've just talked about, like Pendle, but also tokenless applications like Hourglass, where I think there's a chance that you could possibly earn even more rewards. Right now, you can see that you can earn powder every single day just by depositing and holding your cmETH in these applications. And you might not want to pair your ETH with a stablecoin. There is impermanent loss. But maybe you are okay with buying like PT tokens or something like that. And I think this makes it a really, really interesting asset because I'm sure the yields are going to be double digits when you include all of those juicy airdrops which are potentially on their way. So yeah, I think that's that with cmETH. And from the Mantle ecosystem, I'll leave a link to my referral in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, where you can earn some extra bonuses, and I get a little bonus too. Right, we're going back to Pendle, and you might be thinking why, and that's because we're going to look at some of the other stablecoins that are currently available. Now this is a really, really interesting one. This is STUSR from Resolv. And this is interesting because it's a synthetic dollar that's derived from the staking yield and funding rates from perps markets. And you can earn 25% with the PT here as well. There are also a few others as well. I mean, some of these are ones that I'm less familiar with, but you've got Anzan as well, which is backed by private credit. These are stablecoins backed by private credit. And again, 20% plus APY. There is a wide range, again, some more Athena stablecoins here as well. We even have GHO, the Aave stablecoin as well, almost double digits. And of course, we've got USDS, which previously was from MakerDAO, now it's called Sky Protocol. Again, double digits across the board for all of these different stablecoins. Have a look and see what's interesting to you. You may find that you prefer the risk reward of one over the other, but there's a wide variety for you to choose from. And I think that's one of the great things about Pendle at the moment. Talking about stablecoins, there is a new one on Solana, and it's called Perena. And Perena is pretty interesting because right now the stablecoin ecosystem is very competitive. There are tons and tons of them. And if you're a new stablecoin asset issuer, how do you compete? How do you get liquidity? Well, what Perena do is that they have these stablecoin pools, and as a new asset issuer, you can deposit your assets once included into these pools to get yourself deep liquidity. And they do this by having this index-based stablecoin called USD Star, which essentially is a pool of a variety of different stablecoins. Now, at the moment, I believe it's Tether, USDC, and PYUSD, which is PayPal stablecoin. And you can actually start earning some rewards by depositing, referring your friends, providing liquidity. There likely will be some sort of token in future, I'm sure, for this. So you can see that there are rewards here. You can earn petals, which, yeah, in future, who knows what that means. There is a ranking system as well. I'll leave a link to my referral in the description below. Again, you can play around with it if you're interested. But I think this one's interesting. It's already got 10 million plus in TVL. Let's see where this one goes in future. But it is one that I will be paying close attention to. Next, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. This is pre-vaults powered by Boyco. We've talked about Boyco on the channel. I've done a deep dive on it. Make sure you watch that one. But if you want to get a brief overview, Boyco is essentially the Kickstarter for the Berachain ecosystem. And these are vaults that you can deposit in that will eventually end up being liquidity on Berachain's mainnet. Now, Berachain is around the corner now. And so there's a lot of demand to get your deposits directly in here. Why are people depositing? There are a lot of Berachain rewards going directly to these vaults, and that's why there's over 1.3 billion in TVL already, with over 100,000 users participating. Here you can see there's a wide range of vaults, including BTC, ETH, and stablecoin vaults. Have a look. They are heavily incentivized across a variety of different rewards, the likes of Berachain, Kodiak, Dolomite, Babylon, Lombard, Sol, Veda, Dinero. You've got Concrete. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So a wide range of rewards here. Goldilocks as well, Bora too. Yeah, in due time when the rest of the Boyco vaults come, we're going to see even more. But I think this one's a very, very interesting one. Next, we're going to talk about JLP. JLP has been one of the best index-based assets that we've seen this cycle. JLP, for those of you who don't know, consists of a basket of Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins. And so with this asset, you're able to earn the trading fees that come from the Jupiter Perpetual Protocol. And of course, with the massive demand that Solana has at the moment, Jupiter has been able to capitalize a lot on this, and that's why the APRs have generally been pretty high. Now, what you can do is JLP, of course, is a composable asset. You can take it to a money market like Kamino, lend it out, borrow stables against it, and loop up. And this is why you're able to get almost 50% APY on an asset like this. Now, at times, this has been even higher. This has been over 100% APY, and you can participate right now. You can do this directly on Kamino. Next up, we're going to talk about Perennial. Now, everyone has played around with PUP protocols before. I think we've seen Hyperliquid offer probably one of the best airdrops ever in the history of crypto. I'm not saying that Perennial is anything like Hyperliquid, but I am saying that this is a tokenless perpetual protocol that you can farm right now by doing delta neutral strategies, by shorting assets like TIA, where you can get paid 50% APY. You can then use some capital to buy TIA, spot, stake it, and essentially you've got a delta neutral position. If the price goes up, you're going to cancel each other out. If the price goes down, you're going to cancel each other out. But you're able to earn on the short side from the funding rate, and on the long side or the spot side, you can stake your TIA and earn airdrops, but also APY. So this is why it's pretty interesting. And one of the other reasons is that Perennial also have a program where you can earn petals, and we know that usually these result in tokens, and so there is an airdrop probably coming, and so you can farm this directly yourself on Perennial. Next, we're going to go with one of the OGs. It's Olympus. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth am I talking about Olympus? Well, the asset from Olympus has some interesting farming opportunities right now. And one of them is, if I go to the liquidity pools, I can see that USDC on Uniswap V3 offering around 60%. There's some pretty good volume there. Now, the TVL isn't the greatest here, so please bear that in mind. But I do think that at times volume can be pretty good, and that's why you can earn some pretty good yields. This is on ETH mainnet. I think in due time we're going to see some really good farming opportunities for especially on Berachain, perhaps powered by Origami and Goldilocks and some of those protocols. I think is going to have its moment, especially in DeFi. And right now you can even farm some yourself. 60 plus percent APY, not too shabby. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Brahma. And whilst Brahma itself doesn't offer any specific yields itself, it does let you farm any of the opportunities that we've shown you today that are on Ethereum, Arbitrum Base, or some of the other chains, and soon to be Berachain as well. And you can basically use, so if you want to use Pendle, or if you want to use Timeswap, or if you want to use Ohm, you can do so directly on Brahma. Now, why would you do that? Well, there are lots of rewards that Brahma are offering right now. Every single action is paying you karma rewards, and who knows what they will mean in future. So that is something that you can do. There's a whole range of different things that you can do on Brahma itself, through earning strategies, but also kind of one-click deposit, zap strategies as well. I think Brahma is pretty good for that, and they've been doing a great job with it as well. So yeah, I'll leave my invite code down below so you can sign up yourself there and get started with it. You can do all of your on-chain activity through Brahma itself. It's a multi-sig safe wallet. That's what it is, or a front end for a multi-sig anyway. So I think with that, we'll leave it at that. I'll probably have another interim video once the Boyco vaults go live, because there will be lots of farming opportunities there. But in the interim, these are some pretty good ones for you. So smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with plenty more in due time.